The site of Qilakitsoq lies on the western coast of Greenland. The name Qilakitsoq means in the Inuit language where the sky is low, doubtless a reference to where mist gathers around the rocks of the bay. In 1972, brothers Hans and Joachim Gronwald were hunting in the area when they came across a shocking find. It would be 5 years before the Greenland Museum became involved and exhumed the bodies of 6 women and 2 children from 2 graves. It was immediately clear that the crevice and the weather had conspired to freeze these graves in a very unique way. They had been freeze-dried, so there had been no liquid phase in their freezing. This means that all of the flesh and clothes were extremely well preserved and had not warped during the freezing process. Indeed, at first, archaeologists thought they were dealing with dolls. It was thought that these people had belonged to what had been a stone and turf village in the bay below. Qilakitsoq had been a winter encampment for what archaeologists call the Thule Culture, a sophisticated culture with elegant technology, wonderful clothes, a well-developed culture, and, more importantly, beautiful craftsmanship in almost everything they made. Despite this elegance, their ancestors had been termed the Skraelings, the people who the Vikings had met and instantly hated when they went to Greenland. The bodies in the grave were of women and children, ranging from 6 months to 50 years old. There were no men. The first thing which struck researchers was the state of preservation of the technology and clothing with which they had been buried. Everything they wore was functional, extremely warm, and extremely elegantly made. The sealskin was carbon dated to the 15th century, and it was very clear that the designs had not changed much since then. This is because they were so good there was no need to change them. Sealskin boots were made to be warm and waterproof throughout the year, and every feather, fur, and skin had been chosen to keep a specific part of the body warm in a very specific way. In addition to the wonderful clothes, the bodies were extremely well preserved as well. One of the children had shown signs of Down syndrome, and all of the women had soot in their lungs, probably from living with blubber lamps. All of the bodies seemed to be free from infectious disease. The oldest of the women showed signs of a painful nasal cancer. She had broken a collarbone at some point, and she had lost her front teeth through a lifetime of processing sealskins and gripping them between her teeth like a vice. Infrared photography revealed that some of the women had facial tattoos. They had been made using a mixture of soot, ash, and plant residues applied with a needle, and the variation may have indicated that some of them were from another place and had married into the village. All of the bodies were extremely well nourished, and analysis of undigested material within their digestive systems showed a diet of Arctic hare, other animals like reindeer and caribou, and even Arctic seal. However, the camp at Qilakitsoq would have allowed access to anything from fish to birds to even polar bear meat. Furthermore, a DNA analysis of the bodies revealed, quite unsurprisingly, that they'd all been interrelated in some capacity. The depth of analysis which is possible at Qilakitsoq is quite remarkable, and these finds have quite rightly attained a near iconic status around the world. However, they also serve as a reminder as to the rich and elegant variation of human culture, and the ability of this essentially tropical ape to make a good living in the most unlikely of places.